Carlo and Brendan here from Brrraaains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for sure. And it's reaction time as we're returning to a band we both have enjoyed over the years. I haven't really paid too much attention to them in modern times, if I'm honest. It's been a little while, I think, since I've really gone, oh, cool, something from Orden Ogan is around. And it's a new single called Moonfire, which is their second single taken from the upcoming album, The Order of Fear. Did you know they had a new album coming?
Yeah, because I've been listening to the first single of it,
Okay.
which is called The Order of Fear. But that's what kind of intrigued me. I saw they released that single, like, I don't know, maybe a month ago or something like that. So I was listening to that. I didn't actually know there was a second one out yet. So there you go.
And was the first single good?
Yeah, I like it.
Oh, cool. There we go. I mean, I like the band. They deliver a solid amount of power metal, basically. I've never really, but yeah, I don't really think there's anything else I can say about them now. I don't love them, but I do like them. I've seen them live as well. Bloodstock. I don't know if I've seen them live anywhere else outside of Bloodstock.
I've saw them on their own tour as well. Not which was for the Gunman album. I can't remember if that was the name of the song on it or the name of the album.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I also interviewed him a few years back too, around that time as well. So, you know, we've done a fair bit for Orden Ogan. So it's
also, well, I mean, interesting fact. Sorry, this is just a not very interesting fact, but hey, you never know. This album is called The Order of Fear. So technically this album is self-titled because Orden Ogan, Orden is the German word for order, and Ogan is the Celtic word for fear. So the band are actually called Order Fear, and this is called The Order of Fear. There you go. The fact
that is an interesting fact. You're absolutely right. Well, I will say I'm not like super hyped to do this reaction. Only because I don't necessarily think I care that much about Orden Ogan these days. I am expecting it to be solid.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Like I am a fan of Orden Ogan, but I've always seen them, I guess, as like slightly running maybe a step below the huge bands in this era, which I like. I don't know, say like I know they're not exactly the same, but like a Blind Guardian, who I would say I adore, and then Orden Ogan are kind of in a camp with bands like Powerwolf and that sort of sit below that level of the bands I adore, you know.
Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, like them, but yeah.
Well, let's see if we're blown away then. Let's do this in 3, 2, 1, go.
From my hands into a fiery glow. It bursts in flames and the curse inside commands beyond the force I have known. As the blades fall, they aggravate a truth so dire.
minutes over. Fairly short, mainly because most of the 2 minutes of it is taken up by the same chorus over and over again. First, before I want to talk about the thing I hated the most. But first, I want to talk about the thing I loved the most, which was the shot of the killer thingy person with the mask bumping into the vocalist. I hope that was generally accidental. And they were like, you know what, let's just leave it in because he carried on singing, so let's just leave it in and let's not re-edit and redo it and that kind of thing because it just made me laugh. That chorus is fucking pants. I mean, that is a terrible chorus. It ain't even that good melodically. But man, oh man, that's the best you could come up lyrically. Moonfire, moonfire, fire of the moonfire, fire of the moonfire, moonfire, fire of the moonfire, fire of the moon. And then to do that twice at the end, holy fucking shit. That to me is just, that was bad. That's bad. I thought it was bad the first time I heard it. But then like when I was flicking down, I was like, oh my God, the last part of the lyrics just have it twice. Oh my God, that's going to be it. I think that really fucking sucks as a chorus. That's just a bad chorus. But there are some strong riffs. There's some damn strong riffs, and I like the solo as well. Not the most, it's not a world-beating solo, but it was solid enough, and I enjoyed that aspect of it. Vocally, he sounds great. He does. I like the different levels he reaches, and I like give some, I guess, a little bit of props to the chorus, but I like, and the last part of one of the moon lines, one of the lines where he says moon, he kind of goes moon, and then it screams at the end of it, screeches at the end of it. Nice little touch, nice little power metal touch more than anything else. Video is super cheesy. Don't really get it, but that works for me. It's power metal. Put some costumes on, put some goddamn contact lenses in, and has, make no sense and just be cheesy as fuck. That works for me. I got no problem with that. But man, oh man, all I'm going to remember from this track is that fucking horrendous, the horrendous lyrics of the chorus. I don't know.
I mean, in that aspect, they've done a good job because it will get stuck in your head and be memorable.
Oh, I will want it. So is moon.
Every time anyone says the word moon to you, you're going to want to shout fire after it.
Fuck, you're right.
I'm more of a fan of this band, I think, generally, than maybe you are. But I agree with everything that you said. Probably a little bit. I probably ramp it up a little bit more with. I thought the solo was really, really fucking good. And I loved the verses. I thought the verses were fire. Like he had a slightly deeper tone. The melody there, the drums were having it. I was like, shit, man, this is actually, the heavier side of Orden Ogan. But I thought the chorus was very repetitive and quite boring. I was looking forward to the chorus ending to get back to the verses because the verses were so good. So it was a real kind of Marmite thing for me. I was like, I could listen to those verses all day long, but not when the chorus is coming at the end of it. Because I will get bored of it.
He left that first chorus and immediately you got that riff back, and it immediately gets your excitement up again. So clearly something is working there.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I like the video. Don't get me wrong, but I like the cheesy side of it. It is what it is, and I'm all right with that. The only bit I didn't like in the video really was the very, very, very last bit where I thought that scene with the house looked pretty crap. The kind of, I don't know, monster creature, whatever it is, coming up behind the house, but it just very much looked like a model house. It didn't look like I don't know, like they were trying to portray the idea that was a normal sized house and this is a giant monster. It didn't look like that at all. It just looked like a tiny house.
I've scrubbed through it and I got it frozen on my screen. To me, I see no problem with that, but that is because I watch a shit ton of trashy horror movies, and that just looks like one of them. So that's just great.
But I mean, the rest of it, I like the video. I find it fun. And I also, before the dude bumped into the band, and just darted through them all like they was just in his way, which I thought was fucking brilliant. I thought it was kind of cool anyway, because it was like, it kind of like broke that third wall sort of thing where we've got the band shot to the band, and then we've got these sort of horror sci-fi kind of shots, and those two never normally cross, and then all of a sudden they crossed, and it was like, huh? So even before he barged into the singer, I was already kind of like, wow, what's happening here? This is odd. The creatures have now come into the bit they're doing, and I can't quite like that. And then it was just humorous that, like, it was almost just like, just out of my way. You know what I mean? Like there was nobody to him.
I'm watching it back now. He comes down the stairs. They're playing down the stairs, and he's upstairs playing with tarot cards. And I guess maybe he's like, the fuck is that going on down there? Who's in my house? And comes down and then just starts and walks through past the drummer, brushes past the guitarist, and then shoulder barges the vocalist. It's like fucking, when you see it that way, it's hilarious. Well done.
Yes, it's like Orden Ogan are in my basement. What the fuck? Dude, stop singing that chorus. Tries to barge him out of the way.
Yeah. Oh,
But yeah,
man.
I mean, it's not a bad song, you know. It's got everything that you expect, right? It's got a very professional and clear sound, you know, very well produced, and it sounds like them. It's very much them. Even if you don't listen to this band all the time, I don't think you'd have to know who that was to know. Oh, that's Orden Ogan, isn't it? It's their style.
Yeah.
I think the chorus, you know, could have been better, and it could have been better just by a few additional lyrics. That's the thing, because actually the flow of the chorus, the melody, the way it kind of goes a bit like builds a little bit, it's fine. It's just because you're just repeating the same words. If you could have just mixed a sentence up or something like that in there, it probably would have been a perfectly okay chorus.
Yeah.
And then because it would have been an okay chorus surrounded by really, really good verses and solos, you know, maybe overall a better song. So I didn't hate it. Prefer the first single, to be honest, to it, but that's purely because the first single has a better chorus.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it. I'm not going to say hate it. I think you said some good words there. I just don't want to underplay my feelings that the chorus could have been better, but it could have been much better. I think that chorus was pants, just pants. And yes, a lot of it lies at the feet of the lyrics. And had they been a bit more imagination there, it might have been better. But I don't want to underplay that. I think the harmony of it and melody of it wasn't that strong anyway. But that's what they put out, so that's what it is. Moonfire. See now, yeah, it's going to be there by Orden Ogan. What do you reckon? You got any thoughts and you know what to do? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like to see more content like this, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It is gratefully appreciated. You can find us over at gbhbl.com, our full website where reviews, news and so much more goes up daily. We're also on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, at GBHBL. Just search for GBHBL and you will find us out there. We also have merchandise on sale. You can access the shop via the website.